let's have a go at this. I want you to pay really close attention to how I set this out, and particularly the reasons that I give. Alright? So, here's 6a. I've drawn the diagram. You don't necessarily need to, because they do present one to you, but you will find, and I've mentioned this earlier in the year. Focus, boys. Focus. That a diagram is a really helpful way of understanding a question. Right? So let's have a go at A. We're always asked to find the unknown in these questions, okay? And we are given enough information to find out what they are. So here, as we were looking at isosceles triangles, right? I have an isosceles triangle here. I'm given two equal sides and I have to find an angle. This is exactly the situation we were constructing. So, Adam.
Because the two equal sides are opposite to the two angles,
Fantastic. Okay, so what you can see is equal sides here, and this side is opposite this angle, and this side is opposite this angle. You really got to watch for the positions of these sides and angles. So I'm going to say x equals 42, and I must always provide a reason. Why is x 42? And the answer is this reason I told you here, that equal angles are opposite equal sides, and I know that there are equal sides. So I'm going to state that in full. Equal angles are opposite equal sides. And this is the beautiful thing that Euclid had discovered, right? That this is true all the time. Any triangle, every triangle that exists, this is true. Okay. Let's have a look at B. It has a very, very subtle difference to it. It looks like this. Is it 38? Yes. Okay. So here we are asked to find a length. There's that unknown there, the pronumeral that we learnt in algebra. That's y. Okay.
Would you like to wear a crown?
I would not, but thank you for your... Here... Here I'm being asked to find a length instead, right? But the same logic applies just in reverse, right? So here I know what the angles are, and I can look opposite and say, well, therefore, the sides have to follow suit. This is really great. If I know it in one direction, I also know it in the other. Okay? Yeah, two directions. Anyway, so I can say on this diagram, y equals 7, but, Mark, there's a very, very subtle difference. It's not hugely important, but I want to point out to you.
Hi, sir.
Can you put it down, or do I have to take it away? I'm sure it is. What's the reason for this? It's not quite that equal angles are opposite equal sides. In this case, it's that equal sides, because that's what I'm finding, they are opposite equal angles, and because that's what I know, right? Opposite equal angles. Right? So you can see it's the same reason. I'm just looking at it from the opposite point of view. Okay? Yes? So I'm going to recommend, I think drawing diagrams is really fantastic, and the more you do it, the faster you get at it. People don't like doing it because it takes time. You don't have to do it. They do provide you with a lovely diagram, but I'm drawing it, so I think it's a good idea. All right, last example. Part C. It's the last one because it's very, very slightly different. So have a look here, and this one's really worth drawing. Okay, so here we go. They don't give you any lengths, but they do tell you that whatever the lengths are, they're all equal. Okay. And I've got x over there. Okay, so this is a bit tricky because I don't have any labels on this, so I'm going to suggest something because it'll help us. In order to talk about these different angles, I'm going to name them. Okay, so I'm going to make this one A, and then this one B, and then this one C. This is just another one of the advantages you get if you draw a diagram. You can actually work with the diagram and add information on it. Whereas if you don't draw a diagram, you're just stuck with whatever they give you, and that might be okay, but it might be missing helpful things. Okay. So now that I've got some labels here, right, I want you to think back to the start of the chapter and last year, how do we talk about angles, right? How do we name an angle? Yeah. That's okay, that's right. Let me revise. To name an angle, you use this angle symbol, and then you name the 3 points that form that angle. So for example, if I want to name this one over here, right, this one in the right-hand corner, then I'm going to name it A, B, C, because that's the order of the points that form the angle. Yeah.
I know this is kind of weird, but I've just noticed it. Is it a coincidence that for B the side is 7 meters and 38 degrees is a multiple of 7? 38 is a multiple of 7. Is it?
38 is not a multiple of 7.
But isn't it?
So I guess that means the answer to your question is no. Alright, so having answered that question, what can I say about ABC? ABC is over here, right? And it's opposite this side. Do you see that? They're facing each other. Boys? Yeah.
All the sides are equal. All equal sides, the opposites are equal.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. So all of these sides are equal, which means all of the angles that are opposite all the sides, they must also be equal, right? So you can see, I'll just do one example first. There's an angle there, and it's opposite the side. And here's the angle I'm after, which is opposite a side that's the same length, right? So I can say that this is equal to x degrees, okay? Because equal angles are opposite equal sides. Okay? Now, let me show you a bit of a trick, okay? Okay, let me show you a bit of a trick. Because what I'm about to do is have a look at this angle over here. That's angle ACB. Sorry, I'm going to put it over here. Angle ACB. Now, what I'm going to say about it is exactly the same as what I just said up here. You don't have to repeat the reason. I've just used the reason. Take me a while to write it out. All you have to do is say similarly. Right? This is a great handy shortcut. I've used the reason. I'm just going to use it again. Okay, don't move. So it's equal to x. Okay? Here's our last 2 lines. Okay, watch carefully. If these angles are all equal to x, that when I add them up, you told me this just now, what's the angle sum of a triangle? Yep, 180 degrees. Okay, grab a seat, quickly. Okay? So if I've got all those, because the angle sum of a triangle is 180 degrees, okay? Then I can divide both sides by 3. Can you see that? Look. They're both equal to each other, and I can divide by 3 to get my answer. Okay?